Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
In the news tonight, 20 new ministers take office. AG promises one band, one team focus. A new employment minister to follow policies in place.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Apasita Pale.
Among the newly appointed cabinet of 20 ministerial portfolios, there are 3 new ministers, 2 of whom are first-time members of parliament. Officially sworn in today, the Ministry of Health and Medical Services will now be overseen by Dr. Ifiremi Wangainambete. Premila Kumar is in charge of a new portfolio combination as the Minister for Industry, Trade, Tourism, Local Government, Housing and Community Development, while Ashnil Sudhakar is now the Minister for Lands and Mineral Resources. Maggie Boyle reports.
Being appointed as minister,
they're the new kids on the block when it comes to ministerial portfolios. However, in their respective fields, they're the who's who of the sector and already have in mind what chops and changes they want to make.
What I want to do is actually look at what we're doing and ensure that we pay attention to detail. You know, simple things as our professionalism, you know, how we engage with the people of Fiji who we serve.
All 3 ministries are my priority, and obviously each ministry, one way or another, will touch the lives of our people, and each ministry will contribute towards their well-being.
I've been practicing law for almost 15 years now, and I've done a lot of land cases. In my experience as a lawyer and also the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, I've seen the workings of the ministry and a lot of other ministries too. So there are issues like in any other department in the ministry. There are some good things, some things that need improvement.
Hitting the ground running, they're all in sync when it comes to service to all Fijians.
You know, I'm not a Fiji First candidate anymore. You know, I now have sworn allegiance to the people of Fiji. So I need to ensure that I serve everyone.
Because we have got the support team as well as the permanent secretary and their staff, I'm sure it should be fine.
I don't have any long-term, short-term plans. I'm going to implement straight away so that 4 years is a short time. We need, as I said, we need to ensure that the best service is delivered to the people of Fiji.
Meanwhile, the new ministers will join the rest of the House of Representatives tomorrow for induction training for parliamentarians. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The government will be taking a holistic approach in terms of seeing the integration within different ministries, says Attorney General and Minister for Economy, Public Enterprises, Civil Service and Communications, Ayaz Said Qayyum. Said Qayyum says they will have one brand, one team focus as far as the government's output is concerned. Ritika Pratap has more.
The new ministerial portfolios were revealed during the swearing-in ceremony at the State House this morning, which showed the rearrangement of some of the ministries.
Agriculture, rural maritime development, waterways and environment is a huge synergy in between all those ministries. And similarly, of course, with local council, industry and trade, because many of the, for example, applications for approvals with local councils affects business, affects trade, affects the industry. So that sort of coming together of respective ministries will help provide a sort of seamless flow. That's the whole objective of it.
And while speaking on his portfolios, Syed Qayyum says there will be a lot of continuity of specific policies in respect of communications, civil service and economy ministries. He says they are working on e-governance and digitization of many records.
A couple of apps have already been launched. We hope to, in the next couple of weeks, launch an app where you should be able to register your baby online once you get the birth notification from the hospital. And as you know, it's a very exciting period for us because we partnered with the Singaporeans.
He says with the public enterprise, there is a huge focus on some of the public-private partnership.
That with the Lautoka and Ba Hospital, the tender successfully going to Aspen Hospital, well, you'll see an exponential growth in the number of procedures being made available in Fiji. So things like, 24/7 open heart surgeries will be made available in Fiji. This is purely through the PPP that's been put in place. It does not mean any additional cost for ordinary Fijians, but the reality is that the service level will increase.
Syed Kayum says similarly, the divestment of Energy Fiji Limited shares is already underway and Fijians who are shareholders will be able to buy and sell shares within 18 months on the South Pacific Stock Exchange. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Newly appointed Minister for Employment, Productivity and Industrial Relations and Youth and Sports, Parveen Kumar, says he will continue with the policies that are already in place. The former local government and environment minister says he's hopeful he will take his new ministry to greater heights. Kritika Kumar reports.
Parveen Kumar says while his new portfolio will be challenging, he looks forward to it with some big projects planned for the unemployed.
We will have to focus on our youth and the youth opportunities. We have plans. We will take cue from our manifesto and the 20-year plan that we have in place. So definitely yes, no problem, ready to serve.
Meanwhile, George Vagnathan is excited about his debut as the Assistant Minister for Itoke Affairs, Foreign Affairs and Sugar Industry, adding that he has a lot to learn.
I started in 1982 as a school teacher, then gradually went up the ranks to being the principal of various schools, and during that period of time working with community, assisting people, working with my church group.
Vagnathan says he never once thought he would assist the Prime Minister lead 3 very important ministries in the civil service.
It was really, I couldn't express, I really did not have like words, so that it did not get into me that I've been offered this.
Meanwhile, the first sitting of Parliament is expected to be scheduled soon. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Osia Naingamu has been reappointed Minister for Forestry and says he will continue from where he left off. Naingamu is one of the few previous ministers to have retained his portfolio. He says the ministry has already organized itself in strategic directions.
Before going to election, the ministry has already organized our strategic directions, and I have already signed how to take the ministry to another heights, and I will just go and continue on that path.
New Assistant Minister for Employment, Productivity, Industrial Relations and Youth and Sports, Alvik Maharaj, says he will work closely with his Minister Parveen Kumar. Maharaj, who secured 1,019 votes in the election, says they will develop a plan and work according to it. He says emphasis will also be put on youth development.
40% of Fijian population is below age of 40. A lot of work has been done. There's more to be done. Again, we have to strategize how we are going to work with youth, how we are going to involve youths, right, with politics, with policy making and everything, and governance, and we'll work accordingly.
Assistant Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Vina Bhatnagar, says under the strong leadership of Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama, her ministry will prosper. Bhatnagar, who has retained the portfolio, says she's looking forward to continuing with her work.
So once again, working with Honorable Vuniwanga and of course the whole team at Ministry for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation. And yes, of course, to my Fijians, fellow Fijians, yes, you will see me around and we'll be working for you.
Still to come, NFP and SODELPA search for election breaches and police promise safe holiday season. Details after the break.
Bula neva ngomal kay leloma ngongai nakas ondo magrong ng Bula FM namban dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa ya ondo talita na warong ng Bula FM namban dua na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka talita kina na warong ng Bula FM namban dua na sere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM namban dua na sere namban.
Na vengo fane na tao ngo singa toka kita ondo talita kana Bula FM namban dua na sere.
Bula FM namban dua na sere.
The two political parties who will make up the opposition in Parliament are still collecting evidence in order to try and appeal the validity of the outcome of the 2018 general election. The party leaders SODELPA Sitiveni Rambuka and the NFP's Professor Biman Prasad both have said that a legal redress is vital to reveal the transparency of the final election results. Ali Kimbia with the details.
Providing strong evidence will be vital for SODELPA and NFP if they want to appeal the outcome of the 2018 general election.
But if it is not merited, we will not. We are looking at the evidence and taking advice. I cannot say anything more about this now.
The Fijian Elections Office has confirmed that they haven't received any complaints from NFP or SODELPA. However, Rambuka says they will file a complaint once all the evidence is compiled, adding they have the right to know if the results are legitimate.
We have 21 days to file, and that will be completed in time before the end of the 21 days. We have our legal teams working on that.
The electoral decree states that election petitions must be addressed to the Court of Disputed Returns within 21 days after declaration of results. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
SODELPA says it will advertise for the position of a party leader to take them into the 2022 general election. This comes after party leader Sitiveni Rambuka submitted his resignation to the party management board at a meeting in Suva yesterday. The party has not yet responded. Catherine Krishna has more.
Nominee.
Outgoing SODELPA leader Sitiveni Rambuka says proper protocols will be followed as per the party constitution to appoint the next leader.
It will be advertised, and once they are advertised, there will be the process will take place. But as I said to her, my resignation has not been accepted. It is with them. That's my duty. I tender my resignation. They are considering it. And then that is still within the time allowed in our party constitution.
While this is still in discussion, Rambuka says appointment of other office bearers will go ahead.
We agreed that the processes for the appointment of Deputy Party Leader, Assistant General Secretary, Treasurer and Accounts Officer can now go ahead, as decided at the last annual general meeting.
Party President Ratu Nengama Lalambalavu says the management will decide on Rambuka's resignation later, as it's too early.
Till those conditions are fully met, I mean work that are still outstanding, then we would be able to entertain a new party leader within the requirements of our constitution as well. So everything is still within the constitution. That is just the formality. And there are conditions to be carried out as well by Mr. Rambuka before full acceptance is given.
Rambuka says nomination for the opposition leader will be made later in consultation with the party management board. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
As Fijians get ready for Christmas and New Year's, the Fiji Police Force will be out and about to keep things in line during the holiday season. The acting police commissioner says even though their officers worked through the election period, their visibility on the streets is vital. Anna Ravulo has more.
As we near the festive season, the Fiji Police Force will once again have all hands on deck.
We just gone past election. We are preparing ourselves again for the festive season. So I can confirm that by the end of November, we'll kick off our operations towards Christmas and New Year.
However, the new Minister for Defence, Ineas Sriratu, says he's ready to help the police and the military under his ministry.
It is a very interesting ministry. Of course, national security is very important, and we have defence cooperations with our friends and partners as well. But for me, it's important that I settle in very quickly, get briefing from the senior staff and of course the two major institutions.
Meanwhile, the Fiji military forces will be on standby and will help police if the need arises. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
SODELPA candidate Anirudh Sharma pleaded not guilty to contempt of court charges in Suva High Court today. The case is in relation to alleged social media postings against the presiding magistrate. It's alleged that on September 27th, Sharma posted scandalous, defamatory and derogatory comments against the presiding magistrate in a criminal proceeding. The posted social media comments included a Fiji Sun article titled "Nasinu Businessman Appears for Drug Charge in Lambasa." Sharma's lawyer requested 7 days to go through the documents, and the case has been adjourned to the 4th of next month. 9 Fiji National University students who attended the Model UN in the US have returned after a successful one-week trip. The Model UN is an educational simulation in which students can learn about diplomacy, international relations, and the United Nations. Felipe Necaso has more.
It was an experience that these students will never forget, as they were also the first ever Fiji delegation to attend a Model UN event.
It's indescribable, the experience that we went through, the insights it gave us.
The delegation, which was also made up of all women, received tremendous praises from the organizers of the event.
We are very proud of you, and most importantly for you, I think this has set a benchmark for us in the kinds of initiatives that we would want to undertake when we are providing leadership training, not only for young women, but also for the young men.
The students also had different topics that they focused on.
I am really proud of myself after doing this. I think I have developed some leadership qualities that is really important. And I think, yeah, I'm better at giving speeches now, debating, and writing resolutions, coming up with solutions to every problem, so I loved it.
This will also not be the last delegation from Fiji to attend the Model UN, as more young people are expected to represent the country at the annual event. Felipe Necaso, FBC News.
FBC News yesterday ran a story on the National Federation Party where it was stated the party promised to secure all 51 seats in Parliament but has ended up with only 3. We apologize for this oversight, as NFP had said only they want to win the election and form the government. At no time was there a mention by the party wanting to win all 51 seats. We do apologize for any inconvenience caused. Coming up in sports later with Jamie Semiranranda and William Emata to return to the starting lineup for Flying Fijians match against France on Sunday. But Rachel joins you now with business.
Thanks, Akusita. Good evening, and coming up after the break, more accommodation units planned for Suva. And in growing Fiji, Total Fiji opens new service station in Lautoka. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singatoka. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic.
Leading business tonight, with the growing demand for accommodation, Fijians can expect to see one of Suva's largest single apartment projects along Princess Road. The building construction is advancing quickly, and Denzel Works Limited Director Alvin Singh says harbour garden units are expected to be finished by the end of next year. Kelly Vadala reports.
This new project will have 72 units spread across 6 buildings.
It overlooks the Suva harbour, and you have wonderful view. If you're standing on site, you can see the harbour. You can also see the mountainous regions of Lemi and Dallavesi. It's going to be a gated community, first of all, so only tenants have access, or owners have access to the premises. Final approvals obviously have been obtained from City Council and all the other regulatory entities.
Working with owner Great Han International Company Limited, Singh believes the complex will be an ideal place to live.
We've created a rooftop garden which enables people to have access to better view, and also they could use that for little exercises and all that. And then the other significant feature that we're putting in with the 6 buildings there is that we're connecting each building with a bridge.
At an approximate cost of $30 million, the project will consist of 2 and 3 bedroom units, and there will also be a huge swimming pool and several recreational areas. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
The market is seeing some irregular price action amid the Thanksgiving holidays in the US today. It's usually quiet around this time, given the lack of liquidity and schedule of events. The dollar market has, however, started to factor in the widening gap between the US Fed's forecast interest rate hikes against the actual rate market. The futures are pricing in at least 2.5% hikes through the year 2020. In other news, UK Prime Minister Theresa May is making plans for a last-minute Brexit meeting this weekend. Britain is due to exit the bloc of 28 countries on March 29 with or without a deal. Meanwhile, in Japan, their core national inflation came in at 1%. The Bank of Japan is keeping a close watch on their inflation numbers, hoping for prices to move closer to a 2% target range. And that's it from HFC, your own local bank for now. Pinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. On to the exchange rates as was set this morning. The volatility of the foreign exchange market continues. The Fiji dollar went back on the rise against the Chinese yuan, the US dollar, the euro and the Japanese yen, but slipped slightly against the regional trading partners. As for the commodities market, oil dropped in price to just under $55 a barrel. Gold rose to close at $1,225 an ounce, and silver closed at $14.48 an ounce. And in Going Fiji tonight, Total Fiji Limited continues to expand across the country, opening another flagship service station in Saweni, Lautoka today. A significant amount of money has been invested into the new Total service station that will contribute towards the growth of our economy. Philip Nakaso has more.
The new Total Saweni service station has opened up in a strategic location that is aimed at boosting their services.
Total's stated policy is to be as close to the consumers as possible. And this is one of the busiest roads in Fiji, Lautoka and Nadi connecting road. So it made obvious sense to have a station here so that we can provide this service.
The new service station along the Queen's Highway has also provided employment to 18 residents.
We do acknowledge the presence of the developers' family who've made the effort to be here this morning. Some of them, Jason is highlighted, travel all the way from overseas.
Total Fiji Limited has more than 20 service stations around the country, with plans already in the pipeline to open up more over the next few years. Philip Naikaso, FBC News.
And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Naka Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Beba names team for Dubai Sevens, and Army retains Sakuna Bowl cricket title. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fiji Airways Flying Fijians coach John McKee has made 6 changes to his starting 15 to take on France on Sunday in their final test match of their Northern Hemisphere tour. McKee has named one of the strongest squads, with players like Kempizi Maafu, Sam Matavesi and Manasa Saulo leading the front row. Tivita Davumbati comes in at the locks position, while William Emata and Semi Ranrandra also return to the starting lineup. Halfback Frank Lomani is the only local player named in the run-on team. Fiji plays France at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Fiji Airways men's sevens coach Gareth Beba has named 2 national under-20 players in his final 13-member squad for the Dubai and South Africa Sevens. Ratu Meli Nderelangi and Vilimoni Mbotitu have forced their way into the national team for the opening leg of the World Rugby 7 Series. Aminoni Nasilasila returns to the squad after missing the Oceania Sevens. Kalione Nasoko will captain the side, while dropped from the team are experienced forwards Paula Nranisinukula and Joshua Vakurunambili due to injuries. The team leaves for Dubai tomorrow. Coach Gareth Beba says his players have met the fitness requirements and are ready for the opening leg of the World Rugby 7 Series. He adds they've placed a lot more emphasis on fitness compared to the start of last season. Russell Prasad with the details.
The countdown for the opening tournament of the World Rugby 7 Series has begun, and coach Gareth Beba has given his thumbs up on their preparation.
We're better than we were this time last year. This time last year we've done a lot of work in the gym, and we needed to do that for what we thought was, obviously was an 11-month tournament that we're going to have. But this year, we've done more running earlier, and we're in a better position this year, certainly going into Dubai, South Africa.
Beba says Dubai and South Africa Sevens have always been a tough one for them. He's aware of the challenge and has mapped out game plans accordingly.
Oceania or in that Japanese tournament or in training generally. So, I'll do it based on what I think is required to go and win 2 tournaments.
Fiji last won the Dubai Sevens title in 2015, beating England 28-17. 3 years later, Beba and his brigade will be looking at making a perfect start in the World Series. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
16 teams will fight for the $5,000 prize money on offer at the Huawei Udunipotu Sevens in Lambasa this weekend. And looking to stamp their mark at the tournament is Faith Generation Brothers of Madhuwata. Eleanor Turangaviu caught up with the team during training today and filed this report.
Although the name might sound new to many, Faith Generation Brothers is not new to the local Sevens rugby scene.
We were playing for Kendu Generation. We went for Mari 7, Nawaka, Matintar 7. So this year we changed our name to Faith Generation Brothers. So our first tournament is last 2 weeks.
With most of his key players not available this weekend, Coach Lenduangande Kivunolebu is working with the current crop to do the damage.
All of the team are doing their preparation well, so we're expecting it will be a tough tournament for us.
The Huawei Udunipotu Sevens is being held for the first time, with teams coming in from the Kaunrobe, Boa Madhuwata and 1 team from Nandi.
Preparation has been going on for quite some time, but now we are ready to roll on tomorrow.
The 2-day tournament kicks off at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC Sports.
France will wear rainbow laces in their match against the Flying Fijians in support of former Wales winger Gareth Thomas. Army has retained the ANZ Sekuna Bowl cricket title, beating Police by 65 runs at Albert Park in Suva. In the 30-over game, Army won the toss and opted to bat first. They were all out for 179, while Police only managed 114 runs in 28 overs. Army batsman Adha Nawai was the star of the match, hitting 44 runs in the game. The lawyer for one of the Canterbury Bulldogs players charged in Mad Monday's celebration has laid the blame with the media. He claims the NRL players wouldn't be in court if newspaper photographers hadn't invaded the private function. The Lautoka football side got its Pacific Cup campaign after a great start, beating AFFA Sydney All-Stars 5-3 in Australia last night. Nandi also grabbed its first 3 points, beating the Gurjit Singh coached USA All-Stars 1-0. Western Sydney held Rewa to a 1-1 draw, and Melbourne beat Auckland 1-0. In today's games, Suva plays Auckland at 9:15 p.m. and Lautoka takes on USA All-Stars at 11:45 p.m. And in today's play of the day, Fiji-born Tangele Naravoro was a colossus for English club Northampton Saints in a match against Wasps in England's Premiership competition. He made 183 meters from 17 carries with 7 clean breaks, beating 12 defenders, offloading the ball 3 times, setting up a try as well as scoring one of his own. That's it from sports tonight. Kelly joins you with weather later on, and in new media. We all know the smartphone, smart TV and smart watch, but have you seen the smart oven? That's coming up.
Narang golesenya, awama kita benakas, dorong binakape, na Radio Fiji 1, nandong mibit.
Ayaw benyana, dito barongon na Radio Fiji 1, nandong mibisi, hingatoka.
Nguyado ilaisa hingatoka, rong binana heramakawa ina Radio Fiji 1 hingatoka.
Radio Fiji 1, nandong mibiti.
Tonight's new media, we look at a smart oven that makes meal kit cooking easier than ever. Kelly joins you next with the latest in weather.
Taking a look at the weather, it was a fine sunny day across the country with temperatures around 30. In the west, the conditions were sunny with some scattered clouds. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, after some light early showers, skies were partly cloudy with sunny breaks. And up north, Lambasa tied bar at the warmest, hitting 32 degrees under generally clear skies. At sea, southeasterly winds are at 15 to 20 knots with moderate swells. The next low tide is at 1:07 a.m. followed by high tide at 7:16 tomorrow morning. Sunrise is at 6:20. Looking at tomorrow, the current weather conditions will continue with the usual chance of overnight showers along eastern shores and in parts of the interior. And looking ahead to Saturday and the first day of the school break, students will be glad to hear a fine day is forecast. And that's it from the Weather World, Ako.
Thanks, Kelly. And in Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, can the Army defend the Ratu Sukuna Bowl title again this year?
I believe Army will win it again. They have a strong team and they know how to win Sukuna Bowl.
I think Army will win because they have the players for winning the Sukuna Bowl.
Yes, why not? Because they will have the services of some draw players.
Yes, I believe Army got a good chance again this year. I just read lately that most of the draw gang are playing for Army. So definitely Army will win again this year.
And in the world of the weird and the wonderful, if you're already planning for your Halloween costume next year, you don't have to go far by spending hundreds online for that outstanding costume. You can always use one from home. Recapping the main stories, 20 new ministers take office, AG promises one band, one team focus, and new employment minister to follow policies in place. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. And to our poll segment question, this week we are asking, was the 2018 election campaign riddled with race and religion attacks? Visit our FBC website to answer. And before we go, our shot of the day was sent in by Tariq Bahadur of Vomo Street in Lautoka. The picture shows a tree standing pretty with purple flowers at Nandover Road in the Sugar City. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe and good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ से। जैसे फ्रेंडी नॉर्थ मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।